day, children. Hope you've been keeping safe at home and you've been doing good as well. It's time for mathematics. On geometry and measurement, we are still going to talk about the measurement of time. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to tell the time by half past and quarter past. What did I say? By the close of the lesson, you should be able to tell the time by half past and quarter past. Let's do a quick recap of what we've learned last week. What did we say time is? We talked about measurement of time. Time is the period or the interval in which something occurs. The next thing, we talked about the face of the clock. What are the hands on the face of the clock? The minute hand, the hour hand, and the second hand. And what did we say are the units for measuring time? In seconds, minutes, and hour. And then we took a good look at how to tell the time in hour and in minutes. To understand this lesson into detail, we need to go through our keywords and be familiar with them. Our first keyword is half. Half. To divide into two equal parts. To divide into two equal parts. I have a chalk in my hand. Is the chalk broken? No. So it is one whole. Anything that is not broken into pieces is one whole. Remember our fraction lesson? Yes. Put on those thinking caps. Alright. So this chalk is not broken into pieces. The moment I divide it into two equal parts, I'm going to have halves. So I'm going to divide the chalk into two equal parts. Hope you can see it. So one part is half, the other part is half. So how many halves do I have here? Two halves. Good. Past. Past. Just gone. Just gone. Let's take, for example, our analog clock. What time is it? 8:30. But what time has just passed or has just gone? You are going to tell me 8:29. Because you get to 8:29 before you get to 8:30. So 8:28 has just gone by. So it is past. Quarter. Quarter. One of four equal parts. So if I have one whole and I divide them into four, or I divide it into four equal parts, one part of it is known as quarter. Hope you are okay with the explanations. Good. In our previous lesson, we talked about how to tell time in hour and in minutes. Hope you've not forgotten. What did we say is time? I'm waiting. We define time. Time is the period or the interval in which something occurs. Good. And what are the hands of the clock, of an analog clock? The minute hand, the hour hand, and the second hand. We talked about the minute and the hour hand. Good. What are the units for measuring time? Time is also measured in units. To to be accurate. In seconds, minutes, and hour. Wow! So how do we tell time? What happens before we say an hour has gone by? I'm taking my analog clock again. How can you tell when an hour is gone by or has gone by? So now our time is 8:30. So that means the minute hand started moving from 12 in a clockwise direction, round about. So now it's on 6. It's going to go round and come back to 12. So when it goes round and comes back to 12, we said an hour has gone by. So now, what says the time? The time is 9 o'clock. Can you see it well? Yes. What shows that it's 9 o'clock? The hour hand is on 9 and the minute hand is on 12. So what says the time? The time is 9 o'clock. Why? You've tried? Oh, you've done well. It is because the hour hand is on 9 and the minute hand is on 12. Hope you can write it as well. Good. Look at the face of the clock and tell me the time. What time is it? You have to look at the hour hand and the minute hand. Where is the hour hand pointed to? 9. But it has shifted a little bit from 9. It's not so obvious, so you don't see it. And the minute hand, it has moved from 12 and it's now on another number. What number is that? 3. So tell me the time. The time is 9:15. The time is 9:15. This is the digital way for writing time. The left hand is the hour hand and the number on the right is the minute. Okay. Is there any other way to tell the time? If you don't want to say 9:15, look at it carefully. You remember our keyword, quarter. Quarter. Yes. Let's take for example, we can divide this clock into 4 equal parts. So when I divide this clock, the face of the clock, into 4 equal parts, this part of it, which is 15, is a quarter. So we can tell the time by quarter. So how do we say it if I don't want to say 9:15? Remember, it is past. The keyword past. So we are going to say quarter past what? 9. Quarter past 9 or 9:15. Let's try another example. Children, what says the time? The minute hand is on 12 and the hour hand is on 1. So the time is 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Now look at the clock very carefully. The minute hand is moving from 12 to 1. So how many minutes has gone by? 5. It's going to move from 1 to 2. How many minutes? 10. From 2 to 3. How many minutes? 15. So you can say the time is 1:15 or 1:15, because when you divide the clock face into 4, 15 minutes is a quarter. That is why we are saying 1:15 can also be known as 1:15. Let's try another example. So our minute hand is still moving. It's now on 12. What says the time? 2 o'clock, because the hour hand is on 2 and the minute hand is on 12. It's 2 o'clock. But how do I determine 2:15? The minute hand will move from 12 to 3. So 15 minutes is past. So the time is 2:15 or 2:15. So children, we have established the fact that when the minute hand moves from 12 to 3, 15 minutes is past. So it is quarter. That is when the face of the clock is divided into 4, 15 minutes is 1/4. That is why we say 1/4. It is past. Okay. The minute hand is still moving. It's now going to move from 3 to 4. How many minutes has passed? 5, 10, 15, 20. So, how can you tell the time? So now it is 20 minutes past 2. It's moving again to 5. 5 is how many minutes? 25. So you can say 25 minutes past 2. It's gradually moving to the 6. So from 3 to 6 is another quarter. Another 15 minutes has gone by. But how do you say this? You don't say 1/4, but it's half, because quarter plus quarter will give you half. The minute hand moves from 12. 1, 2, 3. 1/4 is gone. 4, 5, 6. Making 30 minutes. So how can you tell the time? The time is 2:30 or 30 minutes past 2 or 2:30. 2:30 or 30 minutes past 2. 30 minutes past 2. Now we have an example of a clock face on the board. The face of the clock is divided into 4 equal parts with broken lines. I hope you can see them. So it has been divided into 4 equal parts. So as we have learned, we said from 12 to 3 is 15. So 1 part is a quarter. 3 to 6, another 15. That is another quarter. 6 to 9, another 15 minutes, another quarter. Then from 9 to 12, the last quarter and the last 15 minutes. So making a total of 60 minutes. So we said when the minute hand moves from 12 to 3, we tell the time by saying quarter past, because 50 minutes is past, or a quarter is past. When it moves from 12 to 6, 30 minutes is past. So you say half past or 30 minutes past. What about from 6 to 9? Another quarter is gone. 9 to 12. We'll talk about that in our next lesson. So now children, I hope you can now tell the time by quarter past and half past. I know you have an analog clock at home. Try and turn the hands of the clock to quarter past and half past. And practice that very often so you would understand it into details. Till I come your way another time. Bye-bye.